Hello, in this video, we're going to discuss scene segmentation camera implementation in Unity. Let's start with overview. First, the first thing that we do here is we tag those objects that we would like to segment in the scene by some class ID. For example, I have two robots here in this camera view and a vehicle here. And I'm going to, later on, I'm going to show how I'm actually tagging these with the class ID. Once we have this class ID tagged on these objects that we would like to segment, we use camera view and a vertex fragment shader that actually utilize this class ID to segment those pixels that are occupied by these objects that we would like to segment. Okay, once that's done, then its result would be a mask file. So at the end of this scene segmentation camera, we generate image and corresponding mask file. Okay, let's jump into Unity and see how these things are actually implemented. So the first thing that I would like to see is how we actually tag these with object ID. So for that, we have two robots here, Xbot, Ybot, and the red vehicle here. Okay, each one of them, I attach a segmentation ID scripts. Okay, what it does is that it takes the default material, a dummy material, and class ID. And what it does is that it applies that material onto it, the dummy material onto that object, and assign that class ID onto that material, that dummy material. So if we look at the code, this is the code on the right, and so it takes the base material, which is the dummy material, and then class ID. Then we assign these with this code down here to the renderer materials. Okay, when we assign the dummy material to the renderer materials, then we actually assign that class ID onto the variable called detail normal map scale. This is predefined in the Unity, but since I'm not using in this project, I'm utilizing that as my variable to assign the class ID. Later on, this detail normal map scale value will be retrieved by vertex and fragment shader. Okay, so let's jump into vertex and fragment shader. So once we tag these objects, then when we take a picture, that picture is processed with this segmentation shader. Okay, and it's quite simple. Like I said before, it retrieves this detailed normal map scale for each pixel on the camera and compare that number. If that number is 2, we're going to return the red color. If that number is 3, return green. And if that number is 4, we can return blue. You can add how many you want with different colors. Okay, right now I'm just showing you RGB corresponding to 2, 3, 4 of the detail normal map scale number. Okay, otherwise it's all returns black, 0. Okay, so that's the shader. And so here, the fragment shader is implemented with, let me see, with two camera system. One is the segmentation camera, which is on the parent object. In the child object, we have image camera. So the scene camera captures the mask, the image camera captures the image. As you can see, these two cameras has to have the exact same parameters so that it takes the exact same picture. Okay, all right, so once I give them the location of the result, it'll populate, it'll store the image as well as mask file in this directory. So if I run this, let me stop this. And as you can see, it generates some images as well as mask file. So if you take a 0, look at the 0 picture, zero's picture, that's the image. And mask, you will see I have tagged the pedestrian as 2, the robots with a class 2, and the vehicle with class 3. And so you can see the corresponding colored mask. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you so much. The source code will be available in the description below.